As they entered the room, Hari explained to Leon that it was the place the association would provide him for a year. They'd cover the rent and utilities, so he didn't have to worry about that stuff. Plus, there'd be room service and cleaning maids available, so he could totally take advantage of those perks. Leon felt relieved hearing this, knowing that info about survivors was kept secret was a weight off her shoulders, especially in a situation where Park's intentions were sketchy, and Yang was a comfort knowing Leon didn't entertain Park. Hari then asked Leon why Park wanted to meet him. Leon shrugged, saying it was probably just something a merchant would chase after for profit. She couldn't help but think about profit and recalled the blessed rice from the Onam Plains. Considering the urgency of their situation, managing information wasn't going smoothly. Someone was live streaming the whole thing, and the association asked them to take down the video. Later, Leon checked her phone and saw that the video had been re-uploaded. It was that farmer, Mr. Park, causing trouble again. Park watched the video and got visibly angry. He turned to a man nearby, questioning whether the rice's effects were real. The man nodded uncertainly. Park argued that the man hadn't even tested it on humans, questioning if it would work on them just because it did on rats. A woman chimed in, explaining that they sought more info about the rice by meeting the owner of the field. To their surprise, a dying dog recovered, and people with chronic inflammation and sinus infections felt better after eating the rice. The whole village saw improvements in various minor and major ailments after consuming it. Even though they hadn't done official human testing, the effects seemed pretty clear. Park remarked, impressed, that it seemed to finally work. He couldn't help but take a dig at Leon, who had dared to call him just a merchant. The woman insisted they needed to get their hands on that rice, emphasizing its limitless power. Park, frustrated, agreed, slamming his hand on the table. He couldn't believe Leon had the audacity to look down on them. He thought he was all that just because of some rice. He saw Leon as another survivor, blinded by thinking their world was the best. Park vowed to overpower Leon with a cultural awakening. Leon descended to Earth with 3 clear goals in mind. Firstly, she aimed to spread faith in divinity. Despite the presence of many gods and followers on Earth, the true essence of divine power seemed lost. Instead of embracing faith and blessing the world, humans were falling ill and lands were becoming contaminated. Leon believed that a new faith was necessary to understand and harness divine power, requiring more people to believe in this new god. Secondly, she sought to reform the Knights Templar. In this world, organizations of fighters utilizing divine powers didn't exist. Even though the guardian of the Holy Grail, the king of the lion herd, was considered a demigod, the Knights Templar were revered as saints, and they were the knights of the gods. With their divine power, they instilled terror in the hearts of evil. Lastly, Leon's third goal was to eradicate all the evil thriving in that land, reclaim divine power, and resurrect the Knights Templar to their former glory. Leon believed it was crucial to spread faith and maintain balance and order within the pantheon to revive the Knights Templar. He knew it might be asking for too much to expect the Knights Templar in such a place, but that didn't deter him. He was committed to fulfilling his duties. While in his room, Hari called out to him, saying that someone had officially requested to meet him. Leon replied that there was no reason not to hear them out if they had followed the necessary procedures. Soon after, Park arrived with 2 others. Park thanked Leon for granting the meeting. Leon observed Park's expression closely, wondering if it was solely for business purposes, and if Park would bow down to him. Park then presented a small gift to Leon, showing him a box and urging him to accept it. Park believed Leon would be pleasantly surprised when he saw what was inside. It was a top-tier luxury item that even a savage could never dream of seeing, and once Leon tried it, Park was confident he wouldn't want to go back. Park intended to make Leon beg to become his manager. Leon, acknowledging Park's effort, agreed to accept the gift. This surprised Park, who couldn't help but wonder about Leon's attitude, as if he was doing Leon a favor by offering it. Park urged Leon to just check what was inside, confident that Leon would like it. However, Leon responded that he didn't have the patience to explain etiquettes to Park, so he asked Hari to open it instead. She agreed, and as she did, she was surprised by what she found inside. Park explained that these were the most elite weapons prized by their group, and he wanted Leon to choose whichever he liked. Hari commented that these were unique rank items crafted by the master craftsmen of the Dujung group. Park affirmed, stating that they were indeed unique rank, the cream of the crop. He had heard that Leon would be working as a hunter, so these weapons would surely be of help to him. Hari was amazed to see Park handing out Dujung group's unique rank weapons. These were top-grade weapons that couldn't even be bought with a miner's fortune, and she had only ever seen them in YouTube videos when she was a student. Leon questioned where he was supposed to use such low-rank weapons. This shocked both Park and Hari. Leon further asked how he could craft a good sword without the star's aura or holy blessings. Did they only use these weapons to hunt beasts? Park wondered what Leon was talking about. Did he expect Park to treat swords like drying peppers in the sun and pray to them? Leon called Park an unfaithful merchant. Park tried to clarify, but Leon continued, saying that merchants always showed off their items wherever they went, and these weapons were only good enough for killing chickens and cows. Nevertheless, he would give them a try. As he drew out a sword, Park was shocked to see Leon pulling out a sword seemingly from thin air. Was it an old sword? Was all that power in Leon's hand? Did he truly underestimate Park's weapons? Park expressed his interest in seeing what Leon's sword could do. He then turned to Hari and asked if she would like to try one of the weapons. Surprised, she looked at Leon and headed to pick up the sword she had admired for 4 years. Crafted by the master craftsman Jinchiel, she could feel its power, as if it had absorbed the dense sun energies from a special gate for 10 days. She hesitated, questioning Leon if she could really use it. Leon responded by asking why she needed permission to swing a toy around. Hari then struck her sword against Leon's, preparing to use it. However, to their shock, her sword broke upon impact, leaving no scratch on Leon's sword. Leon remarked that it was worse than he had thought and considered it a waste of time. He decided to shorten the duration of the meeting, stating that Park now only had 3 minutes. Park was shocked to see the strongest weapon of the Dujung group broken. With everyone now gathered, Park proposed patenting rights over the rice grains, with them footing the bill. According to their calculations, it was valued at 180 billion won. Park thought it was worth even more, especially considering rice grains that could cure cancer would surely be invaluable. He doubted Leon understood the true value of 180 billion won and looked forward to seeing his reaction once he explained it. Leon questioned if Park intended to buy the rice with money. Park confirmed this, stating that Leon would have to sign a contract granting the Dujung group a monopoly over it. If Leon agreed, Park hinted at raising the price. Angered, Leon accused Park of insulting divinity. Park was shocked to see Leon roaring like a lion. Leon accused Park of confessing his sins. Feeling unwell, Park knelt down and admitted he didn't realize his mistake. Leon scolded him, questioning how ignorant and uncivilized he could be. Leon explained that the crop Park was discussing was born from the land blessed by the goddess Tamer. This blessing was given as a reward for the farmer's hard work and labor in the fields, and it wasn't something that could be bought with money. Gratitude and faith were the only acceptable forms of payment. Leon accused Park of only chasing after profits and deceiving others in the process. She asked Park why he wished to possess divine products from a goddess he didn't even believe in. As they left, Hari questioned if it was okay to let Park go like that. She knew he was just a lowly merchant in Leon's perspective, but Park still held considerable influence. Leon dismissed it, saying it wasn't even worth caring about. He wasn't one to be affected by someone like Park. He then questioned Hari if that was all she had prepared. She replied that the association had called and asked if he planned to take the test as well, which would make things easier if he did. He questioned the absurdity of her suggestion, asking if she wanted to test the king himself. Confused, she asked why he wanted to go. He replied that he was going to look for useful soldiers and that he would be the one testing them. Hari expressed concern, saying it would be difficult. Leon insisted they make it possible. The scene shifts to under a building, where Dohan told Gu that he was there as well. Gu recognized Dohan and remarked that it had been a long time since they last met. Dohan speculated that Gu was there for a retest. As they conversed, Dohan commented on how hard Gu had been working and asked how things were looking for him that year. Gu thought his rank was likely to be higher this time around. He replied that he had to try his best. Do-han then offered Gu to join his team, noting Gu's dedication and proficiency in his work. Do-han bet that Gu would become an ace quickly, and while some might call it hard labor, being on the mining team wasn't all that bad. Gu agreed, mentioning that he had been in it for 10 years already, but he wanted to continue a bit longer. He explained that without the pay he received from dungeon raids, it would be hard to even pay the interest, considering his family's condition. He couldn't afford to give up and needed to rise to at least a C rank to stop being a burden. Just then, Do-han pointed out a foreigner nearby. Gu questioned if he was European. Do-han speculated that he might be a foreign laborer from a poor country in the West. Gu noted that the man was white, to which Do-han remarked that he looked rather regal. Do-gun called out to the foreigner, asking who he was. Leon, finding Do-gun intimidating, regarded him as a peasant and questioned who he thought he was talking to. Do-gun, taken aback by Leon's reaction, quickly retreated to Gu and remarked that it seemed like the man had learned Korean in a rather peculiar manner. As Leon walked past, he made eye contact with Gu, causing him to tremble in fear. Do-gun, noticing Gu's reaction, asked what had happened and if Gu was hurt. Gu couldn't understand what was happening to him. He felt like he couldn't breathe, as if something was pushing him down, but at the same time it felt strangely exhilarating.